But there is a way to make car thieves pay. If you have information about an auto theft or the theft of vehicle parts, call 1-800-947-HEAT. If your information leads to an arrest, you could get a reward of up to $10,000. Because of you, we all win.
Callers do not have to identify themselves or appear in court.
My Sports Center meal starts at 9:53 a.m., but the Did You Know as my appetizer for the 10 o'clock show, which is my main course.
It's just filthy with the crossover.
And for dessert, I don't know, the ice cream with the cookie dough is pretty good.
In the early games, there is only potential, expectation, and possibility. All we have are questions right now. For the answers will come on the ice. Stars Red Wings at 7:30, Mighty Ducks Coyotes at 10:30, Tuesday on ESPN2.
Sports Center at 7 o'clock Eastern Time tonight. We'll have the report on the following stories: the National League wild card race, the Astros, the Reds, and the Mets. Mike Ditka takes his New Orleans Saints back to Chicago, and an AFC Championship rematch involving the Broncos and the Jets. But both those teams are 0-3 so far in 1999. Sports Center is at 7 o'clock tonight on ESPN. For more, log on to ESPN.com, part of the Go Network, go.com. On board with Bill Elliott, who is currently in 23rd position, a lap down.
In the 99 car, the Exide Batters Ford racing for that 22nd position. That's pretty good. One millennium served.
Yeah.
Darrell Waltrip, he's also a lap down.
As we show you where everybody is running, and notice these names up here in the top 10. Michael Waltrip, Steve Park, Ricky Craven, Johnny Benson, Kenny Wallace, all of those guys running in the top 12. Rich Bickle is in 13th position. So the guys that are on the lead lap here are some of those that you don't normally see up front, and by the same token, we've got Jarrett, Earnhardt, and others a lap down.
That was all as a result of green flag pit stops and the caution coming out, and others getting to get under the caution.
Everyone talks about short pitting. Why wouldn't everyone short pit to put on those fresh tires? Well, the penalty sometimes is the caution flag comes out and you're going to be a lap down when they restart.
Jerry, good run by Mike Skinner. He's been in the front for 19 laps now.
Indeed, Bob. I spoke with Larry McReynolds, who told me it's the same car. It's the same low snout car that they started with in 22nd spot in the spring and finished 4th. He said the problem with this car is for about 20 to 40 to 50 laps after we change tires, it won't go anywhere, just like in the spring. But from lap 50 to lap 140, we're a rocket ship. If we can hang on and hold Kyle Petty back there where he is, another 30, 35, 40 laps, we should be able to pull away. And by the way, they dodged a bullet this morning. They found metal in the Oberg filter and made a last-minute engine change prior to today's race.
There's the 31 and the 44 running in first and second spot. There's the third place car of Sterling Marlin. Back in the 4th spot, right behind Sterling, is John Andretti in the 43.
John Andretti was the winner here in the spring. There we see the 18 car, Bobby Labonte, the Interstate Batteries. Pontiac is back in the 5th spot. You see Joe Nemechek, the 42 car. He is a lap down, 2 laps down, I'm sorry, in 30th spot.
And Jeffrey Bodine, he is in the 6th position in the black number 60. Mark Martin, then the next car there, car number 6, he is 2 laps down in 31st position.
Michael Walton, the Phillips Chevrolet, is running in 7th position. See Dale Jarrett, the points leader, going by. He is a lap down in 17th position. And there's Hut Strickland, the Federated Auto Parts, in the 8th position.
That's the highest running Ford at the moment, BT, 8th position.
Wow.
So Hut Strickland having a good run here today. He just passed the 1 car and the 26, and now the 26 of, there he is, Johnny Benson has just gotten by the 1 car of Steve Park, has taken over ninth. And there's Kenny Wallace coming up. He has now moved into the top 10 with the pass on the one car of Steve Park.
Here's Rusty Wallace, who also is trying to put Steve Park another position back. Rusty is in 11. Park now to 12. Dale Earnhardt is a lap down in 18th. In 13th position is Jeff Gordon, about 9.5 seconds back of the leader.
4-car Bobby Hamilton is 2 laps down in 32nd position. The old-time pit stops.
Ford Burton, car number 22, he's in 14th position in the Caterpillar car. He's on the lead lap.
Ned. Ricky Craven is 15th. He's also on the lead lap, the Midwest Transit Chevrolet.
And he is re-up for the year 2000 with this team. There's the 9-car of Rich Bickle, who's a little loose off the corner, but still on the lead lap in 16th position, but the last car on the lead lap. So there we show you all the cars that are currently running in the lead lap. Up front, it continues to be Mike Skinner, now having led 31 laps. Joe Nemechek has led the most so far. Kenny Wallace has led second most. And then comes Mike Skinner. 8 leads and 8 leaders and 8 lead changes. Average speed of the race is just about 75 miles an hour. Mike Skinner is the leader from Martinsville Speedway in Virginia. 188 laps completed. Kyle Petty, Sterling Marlin, John Andretti, Bobby Labonte are your top 5. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
They come to us for many reasons. Because we save them money on what they need with their everyday low price. Because we help them solve their problems and get them back on the road. And because we stand behind the parts we sell with a warranty that's good at more than 2,500 stores coast to coast. Fact is, people everywhere come to us because we're AutoZone, the largest auto parts retailer in America. And there's just no place any better.
How's the car, Dale? A little tight off. 0 cars moving up. Let them on inside.
Inside every member of Team Monte Carlo, there's a side that's kind of wild.
Get another tire.
Team Monte Carlo.
Animal. Pardon me.
This year, they're hungrier than ever.
Hey, boys, I'm lost. I'm looking for Franklin Street exit. I'm going around for an hour. Come on.
Want more power? Try Valvoline SynPower Complete Fuel System Treatment. Cleans your entire fuel system with advanced synthetic technology.
ESPN's live coverage of the Napa Auto Care 500 from Martinsville Speedway in Virginia being brought to you by Valvoline. You can always tell the guys who use Valvoline. By the all-new Chevy Monte Carlo, the side you show the world is up to you. And by Jimmy Dean, America's favorite sausage and sponsor of the number 30 Jimmy Dean Pontiac. We're at Martinsville Speedway in Virginia. I'm Bob Jenkins along with Ned Jarrett, Benny Parsons, John Kernan, Bill Weber, and Dr. Jerry Punch. And the Pennzoil Copter Cam is flying overhead, providing the shots of our leader, Mike Skinner, from high above Martinsville Speedway, down under the 28 car of Kenny Irwin. Let's take a look at the glowing brakes, BP.
You see the one in the corner, we see him hit the brakes. Look at that rotor. The thing is cherry red. Must be 1,000, 1,200 degrees. We're talking about this piece right there that's gets redder and redder as he plies the brakes down in the corner. As he takes his foot off the brake pedal, we see how it cools off, but not enough to lose the red glow. Now, once again, down in the corner, incredible heat generated by these brakes here at Martinsville.
lot of racetracks we talk about tire management, but here at Martinsville, it's brake management that the driver and the team talks about. Very important to save those brakes, and it's difficult to do. You got a 3,400-pound automobile taking into those turns at about 120 miles an hour and try to blow it down to about 60 miles an hour real quick.
And one other thing you got to be concerned about, we see how close that the rotor is to the tire. If you don't save the brakes, that rotor's going to get hotter and hotter. It's going to melt the bead area of the tire there, and you're going to go in the corner and have a right front tire go flat.
Irwin is 2 laps down in 35th position. Has had 3 incidents with Tony Stewart that has put Stewart behind the wall. Back up front, we see Mike Skinner coming up on the 21 car of Elliott Sadler, trying to put him 2 laps down. Elliott's in 26th.
And we see that Mike Skinner has been able to get back by Jimmy Spencer, also the 75 car of Ted Musgrave. And right now, Skinner has a little over 3-second lead on Sterling Marlin, their second-place car.
And at one time, Jimmy Spencer had pulled way out in front of Joe Nemechek, and he got one of his laps back, but now Nemechek has passed him back and has put Jimmy 2 laps down, once again, in the 27th position.
That is a battle for the second position between the 40, Sterling Marlin, and John Andretti in the 43.
Jeffrey Bodine, Michael Waltrip, and Hut Strickland are battling for 6th and 7th. That's 6th, 7th, and 8th.
They are all along the lead lap. Jeffrey Bodine's car seems to be a little bit loose right now. Most a couple of cars that have passed him, and the car seems to not be getting the traction he needs off the corner. Although that time he came off pretty good. Michael pulled right up on him. Michael Waltrip has a good race car here today, it looks like. And of course, he was one of those fortunate ones that had not pitted when many others had. Stayed out there and stayed on the lead lap.
Showed you the manufacturer's battle. Chevy is leading, Pontiac running 3rd all the way down to 8th spot before we find the best running Ford with Hut Strickland.
Chevrolet has kind of dominated as far as laps led today. They received the Revestas rookie points.
Right now, the top Rookie of the Year candidate, Tony Stewart, is behind the wall, as is Brett Bodine, but everybody else is still running out there. Terry Labonte, I don't know whether we mentioned it or not, he came into the pits real early and has since gotten back out there, but he is 87 laps down. Now, here is Strickland trying to gain the spot from Jeffrey Bodine.
So Jeffrey Bodine's going to lose 2 spots in that Power Team Chevrolet, and right behind him, well, not right behind him, but just a few car lengths, is Kenny Wallace, a Square D Chevrolet, who has been awfully strong today. Battle for 2nd spot. Andretti on the inside, Sterling Marlin on the outside.
Well, he gets some traction in that SKP Pontiac and brings it right off the turn and takes the position away.
Just 2 career wins for John Andretti. His most recent was here in the spring at Martinsville. He is the only driver who has won a race in 1999 that is not in the top 10 in points.
The only driver who's won a race in 99 who's not in the top 10 in points.
Correct.
How about Joe Nemechek?
Nemechek's not in the top 10 in the points.
Oh,
right.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm the one that's mixed up, not you.
There we see Skinner behind Kenny Irwin. Trying to put him another lap down.
Skinner a little loose there off the corner, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. Because they've been on these tires long enough, their cars start sliding around, especially coming off the turns.
Just past the 200 lap mark, and Mike Skinner, who made his debut in Winston Cup racing here in the spring of '86, finds himself leading in the fall of 1999. He has been up front for 54 of the 210 laps. It's Andretti, Marlin, Labonte, and Petty in the top 5. Back in a moment.
mountains of Busch beer. Proud sponsor of the NASCAR Busch Series.
I vow to make you invincible. To make your engines sing. To use the strong, tough synthetic oil. The one that has a super breed of molecules to protect you from cold, heat, dirt, time. The one that'll help keep you from growing old. I will never let you die.
Valvoline SynPower. Advanced synthetic technology.
Hi, I'm Jeff Burton with an exciting message for NASCAR fans. Buy any Exide NASCAR Select product and get a Motorola pager free. It's a great way to enter the Exide NASCAR Select 99 sweepstakes. Every month you'll be paged with another chance to win cool prizes. You could even win $50,000 and be an honorary member of the Exide Racing Team pit crew for the first race of the next century. Look for details wherever Exide NASCAR Select is sold.
Oh, wait, man, I gotta find the phone.
Sometimes I get distracted. Once I missed the beginning of NFL Tonight. I took my knowledge for granted, and it started to go away. Now, my knowledge is back. That makes me happy.
Incidents here at Martinsville early on involved just two drivers, Kenny Irwin and Tony Stewart. They collided early. Then later on, there was another incident involving Stewart and Irwin, Kenny spinning around for the second time. And then a little bit later than that, Irwin hits Stewart, sends him into the first turn wall, and puts Tony behind the wall, with Stewart a very frustrated race driver. Down to Bill Weber.
And, Bob, there was a tremendous amount of frustration throughout both Joe Gibbs racing teams. In fact, the 18 team discussed the incident on the radio, and they were very upset about it. They had a clear view of it and said that their car was intentionally taken out. And basically what they referred to was the fact that Yates is a two-car operation. They have a guy running for the championship, and paybacks can really hurt you. Well, obviously, something like that always gets back to the other team. Robert Yates sent a message to the 20 team reminding them that that is not his driver for the future, and he may not be responsible for the wheel holder in that car. Tempers really flurry down here at this short track, and we still have a long way to go.
This is Kenny Irwin we're riding along with the Rebestos onboard camera as Dallenbach goes by.
When we come to Martinsville, things can always get heated as far as action on the racetrack and tempers.
We saw those brakes just a moment ago. Trust me, the tempers were a lot hotter than those brakes we saw a few minutes ago.
That's for sure. This will end the short track season for 1999. In a couple of weeks, as a matter of fact, we will be at the fastest speedway that NASCAR races on, Talladega, for coverage there.
Kyle Petty has fallen back, so I'm battling for the second spot. Just Mark to go.
Mark Martin just slowed dramatically coming off of turn 2. Don't know what the problem is with Valvoline Ford. It looks like he's headed for the pits, maybe a flat tire.
Right front tire is flat.
Mark was running in 28th position, 2 laps down, and comes in for an unscheduled pit stop because of a flat right front, Bill.
And he'll have to make a long trip down pit road. It will take him an extra long amount of time to get here. Jimmy Fenning has already warned his guys, you may have to lift up on the right-hand side of the car so they can get the jack underneath it. They plan to make a 4-tire stop, which will cost them a lot of time. Obviously, they'll be hoping that the caution flag does not come out. They do get the jack under the car, jack up the right-hand side. Right side tires are going on. They make a chassis adjustment, and now they may only go with right side tires, and they do. Mark Martin away. It just took them too long to get down pit road. They couldn't take the chance to put on left side tires. They've got the right front, and they want to look at it.
Took him 14 seconds to get reshot on the right side.
But that's going to put Mark 3 laps down now. He was 2, as we see this battle here between the 2 car of Rusty Wallace and the 24 car of Jeff Gordon. That's 10th and 11th.
Gordon moves to the inside of Rusty. And they go through the corner, banging on each other's doors.
Let me correct myself. Mark Martin is now being shown as 4 laps down, because as he was coming out of the pits, the leader passed him, so he was 4 laps down to the leader.
Move Jeff Gordon up into the top 10 as he successfully passes Rusty Wallace.
And there's Jeffrey Bodine, the 9th place car, directly in front of Jeff Gordon. Drivers starting to see the 28 car, Kenny Irwin, back in the pits. Oh, we got something wrong there with the right front. They can't get
broke off over here. Hold up, Raymond.
Something broken.
I wonder if it's one of the studs.
Okay, what we're going to do is get it put together, get it behind the wall, and we're going to get a hub on there.
Looks like the hub is broken.
That thing had gotten awfully hot.
Around real easy and put it down here. Somebody's going to have to help them back it up. Get to the wheel there, back them up.
So they're going to put the 28 car behind the wall.
Come on, go ahead. Slow down.
Bill Weber is down in Mark Martin's pit.
Okay, guys, take a real quick look at this. This is the right front off of Mark Martin's car. You can see basically how the sidewall's just blown away here. Jimmy Fennig told Mark it's the sidewall, but it could have started with a bead problem. Now, Benny, you talked about this a little bit on NASCAR today, on how the brakes not only heat up, but so does the sidewall and so does the bead. Is this that typical problem you were talking about?
That's exactly what I was talking about just a moment ago. When the 28 car, we saw all that red brake rotor. That rubber just can't stand that kind of temperature.
And Mark was running awfully hard out there. He was gaining on the leader. He had a chance, he thought, to catch him and get one of his laps back. And so he had no choice when he was that far down but to run as hard as he could possibly go and probably put just a little bit too much strain, a little bit too much heat on it.
Now he finds himself right behind the leader once again and is trying to get one of his 6 laps back.
One of the 4 laps, Bob.
I'm sorry. Yep. Back in 35th position.
Does.
Yeah, Skinner once again loose coming off the corner, and so Mark now just 3 laps down in the 35th position. Skinner continues to lead. He has been out front now more laps than anyone else. He's been up front for 78 of the 234 circuits.
Introducing the all-new Chevy Monte Carlo. Green. The side you should rule is up to you. It's a story about a man and a bear. Together they learned. They grew. They faced the long winter with little food. After that, it's just a story about a bear.
Ready for your own outdoor adventure? Enter Napa's Great Outdoor Adventure Sweepstakes and Sale. You could win a '99 Chevy Silverado, a Kawasaki ATV, or one of over 5,000 Poulan chainsaws. Enter at a participating Napa Auto Parts store today.
These are Cobalt tools, the finest mechanics tools you can buy in any store. They've got contoured handles for a better grip. And the K-drive that grabs fasteners on the sides, not the corners, which means more torque, less rounding, and less slippage. So Cobalt tools can stand up to anything. From where I'm standing, that's a very good thing. Cobalt, setting the standard in mechanics tools. Made in the USA and guaranteed forever. At Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse and online.
I know this guy that used to play professional football. In 1983, he tore all the tendons in his pinky. They told him he could get an operation and miss a few games. Or he could chop it off and keep playing. he told them to chop it off. Ronnie Lott is old school.
You've got to call 1-800-CLASSIC to get ESPN Classic.
The Napa Auto Care 500 NASCAR Winston Cup race from Martinsville Speedway in Virginia is nearing the halfway point. Just 9 more laps until halfway. There are currently 3 cars off the racetrack: Brett Bodine, Tony Stewart, and the 28 machine of Kenny Irwin. There you see Brett Bodine's car right behind Kenny's. Well, Brett is back there because of the accident that involved Irwin and Stewart. And a few minutes ago, Brett also took out his frustrations on Kenny. It's a typical Martinsville race, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Irwin sits back there waiting to get the hub fixed on his car. You notice, though, that Brett ran over with helmet on.
He probably put it on to go over there.
Yeah, he's probably
smart guy.
Moments ago on the racetrack, this little incident between Jimmy Spencer and Dale Earnhardt.
Wow, a little contact. Spencer goes around and just about spun out down the front straightaway, but he got things back under control.
Earnhardt is 1 lap down. Spencer 2 laps down. Spencer running back in 27th, and Earnhardt is in the 18th position. Down to John Kernan.
You mentioned that Brett Bodine came over with his helmet on. Actually, he's been sitting in his race car while the team is working on it. After Irwin pulled in, Brett unhooked his belts, brought the window net down, got out of the car, came over, had the confrontation with Kenny. Now, the reason we have not talked with Kenny is I asked him if he would be willing to talk on camera, and he told me no, he had nothing to say right now.
Sometimes discretion is the better part of valor.
We saw that left front just a moment ago when he got a close-up camera on the left front. We did see some sheet metal rubbing that left front tire. Lights on those be okay, but it's down the, as we go down the backstretch, we'll see. Right there, just a little bit of smoke.
Yep.
But it's better that it's the left front as opposed to the right front.
Just 2 more laps and $10,000 will be presented to the leader at the halfway point. Will it be Mike Skinner? Right now he enjoys a 2.5-second lead over John Andretti. Here's the battle for the 3rd spot. Sterling Marlin just up ahead of Bobby Labonte.
Oh, Sterling gets in the corner and gets it really loose. And the 18 car Labonte just goes right by.
There are some cars really slipping and sliding around. Jimmy Spencer is in the pits, and John Kernan sees him as he leaves.
Quick work for Spencer's crew. They took on 4 tires, made a chassis adjustment in the left rear. We saw the contact out there on the racetrack. The left front fender has been in a little bit, but it's not been in enough to touch the tire. So they didn't have to pull it out very far. Spencer got the service, went back onto the racetrack.
Ted Musgrave and Jeremy Mayfield have also made green flag pit stops, and Tony Stewart is about to come back out onto the racetrack. They've been working on his number 20 car, and he's coming out from behind the wall now. He's a lot of laps down.
We have reached the halfway point. Mike Skinner was leading when the cross flags were displayed, so he gets the $10,000
from Gatorade.
Yep. Here's the 6th and 7th place battle between Fred Strickland and Jeff Gordon. And there is Tony Stewart, who had to go by both the 11 and 28 to get back out on the racetrack, but Tony Stewart is headed back onto the speedway.
And Rich Bickle is in the pits. He was running in the 17th position.
Well, you see the rundown. Skinner has a 2.3-second lead on Andretti, and he had about a 3.5-second lead not too long ago, so John Andretti is getting a little bit closer.
Jeff Gordon just took over the 6th position from Hut Strickland. There he is.
Nevertheless, a great run for Hut Strickland, the Federated Auto Parts Ford today.
Gordon is shown as the fastest car on the racetrack, at least last lap. He was well above 100, rather above 87 miles an hour. Now there is the pole sitter, Joe Nemechek, who is 2 laps down and just about to go 3 laps down to Mike Skinner. So Joe Nemechek's hopes of winning his second NASCAR Winston Cup race have kind of been dashed, although he started from the pole and had high hopes when the green flag dropped. There are 12 cars currently on the lead lap as we are 255 laps in. It's Skinner, Andretti, Bobby Labonte, Sterling Marlin, and Kyle Petty.
Republican Phil Larrabee. As a doctor, he spent a lifetime helping people, volunteering in our local schools, working with teachers to help children with vision problems. Phil Larrabee, a master's degree in education, the experience to serve as Hampton and Pocoson's delegate. Phil Larrabee will work with Governor Gilmore to return lottery profits to local schools and cut taxes so families keep more of what they earn. Lower taxes, better schools. Republican Phil Larrabee for delegate.
We're high-tech auto body. Our #1 goal is to make sure we take care of you. We're high-tech. You're the reason we're here doing what we do. We're high-tech.
Collision, repainting, and restoration.
We do it all at high-tech. We're high-tech auto body.
My name is Rick, but everyone calls me Dorrick. Yeah, so I'm on ESPN.com. Now, sure, a lot of you are wondering what .com stands for. Well, Dot is short for Dorothy, the Bambino's second daughter. And Com, short for Comiskey Park, where Dorothy sat in seat 7H, and the Bambino hit a 2-run homer in the 3rd inning to win the first All-Star game back in '33. Hence .com.
We're just past halfway, and that means a lot of people are up getting the concessions that they need for the final half of this NASCAR Winston Cup race here at Martinsville. Well, a National Hockey League doubleheader coming up on Tuesday on ESPN2 beginning at 7:30 Eastern. The Dallas Stars face off against the Detroit Red Wings, and then at 10:30 it's the Anaheim Mighty Ducks against the Phoenix Coyotes. The Stars, of course, the defending champions, raised their banner and beat the Pittsburgh Penguins on Friday night. Mario Lemieux, of course, the owner of the Penguins now. But the hockey season is in full stride. Thank goodness it's back. And you'll be able to see a doubleheader on Tuesday night. For more, log on to ESPN.com, part of the Go Network, go.com. Mike Skinner continues to lead this race with a 1 1/3 second advantage on John Andretti.
I believe that lead is shrinking a little bit. You see that blue-red number 43 coming in there? John Andretti.
Indeed, the interval has come down from 2 seconds now to 1.4.
As we saw Jeff Burton peel off into the pit area, Ricky Craven is in.
And you can see that Andretti is he's faster almost every lap. And Skinner now, you know, Larry McReynolds said that after 30, 40 laps, the 31 car would get better and better. It's Andretti's car that's getting better and better on these long runs.
Bill Weber has more.
And they've been telling that to John Andretti. Of course, he can see the 31 now, but they've been telling him for the last 20 or 25 laps that the 31 car was using up its tires. And that the 43 has been much smoother. So they've been telling Andretti, you're reeling him in, you're reeling him in. He can see him, and now they can almost feel him. So John Andretti trying to catch the 31 car on the racetrack for the lead. Let's go further down pit road.
Well, Jeff Burton back in for 4 tire changes. He actually came in on lap 150 and 151 for right side and then left side, respectively. They're keeping fresh tires on this car every 105 to 110 laps, and it doesn't seem to make much difference. He's still losing some significant ground on the racetrack.
Ken Schrader hits pit road. He's several laps down, 3 laps down in 28th as he comes in for a change of rubber and a refuel. Joe Nemechek going to be driving this car next year, huh?
Yes. Signed on this week. I think that'll be a good match. checking that Andy Petrie-owned car. Oakwood Homes will be the sponsor next year.
Of course, Ken Schrader will be going to the 36, and Mike Skinner is just in a whole bunch of traffic right now, and because he is, that interval between first and second continues to shrink.
Yeah, he's having a harder time now passing that traffic, Bob, because his tires are worn out. He's slipping and sliding over the racetrack, and John Andretti is taking advantage of that, moving in much closer. He's under a second now.
And one problem Skinner has, as cars start to make pit stops to come on the racetrack, with these newer tires, they're able to pass the leader, and they get in position on Skinner as he almost makes contact with Robert Presley. So he is passing cars and also being passed.
And John Andretti drove the victory here in the spring. He started from the furthest back of any winner in the modern era. Started in 21st spot and drove the victory lane. Running 3 laps down in the 22nd spot.
Here's Jimmy Spencer passing Dale Earnhardt. The 23 car has fresh tires on, and no incident there. They got together a little bit earlier.
And we still see that tire rub on the left front of Earnhardt's car.
Yeah, and he's passing good cars. He's up to 12th now. He's the first car that's 1 lap down.
Sideways coming off the corner, though.
Yes, the tires are really starting to go away on the 3 car right now as he tries to hit the accelerator and come off the corner. He's having a hard time doing it.
Mike Bliss slows and heads for pit road. Look at the 4 car of Bobby Hamilton, who's sideways. Take a look at our Bud Race recap. Mike Skinner has led now 117 of the 273 laps, 8 lead changes, 3 caution periods totaling 26 laps, and the average speed is up to more than 78 miles an hour. Here are those who have led at least 1 lap. There are 8 of them. Jeffrey Bodine has been credited with leading 1 lap here this afternoon, and the off-the-track list is pretty short, really, with Kenny Irwin the only one behind the wall. Rusty Wallace is on pit road. Jerry is there.
Scheduled pit stop for Rusty Wallace, still looking for that win number 50. Thought it would come here in the spring when he had such a good run, but it has not been the case. They will get 4 tires. Scheduled pit stop for the Miller crew. They come to the left side of the car. Air pressure adjustment. Rusty is down and away.
16.9-second pit stop for Rusty Wallace.
And you have the team, the pit crew on the 2 car, the Miller Lite car, has an incentive program for each pit stop that they make under 17 seconds. The team rewards with them some money. Today, thinking about all the folks, what they're going through in eastern North Carolina, the pit crew, all the money they make today from their incentive program goes to the flood victims in eastern North Carolina.
Very nice.
That is a nice gesture.
Skinner has cleared all of that traffic, and now John Andretti has to come through it.
Natives in the pits.
By the way, that 22 car up there that you see up on the right, that is, of course, Ward Burton. He just lost a lap in the 10th position, so 9 cars now on the lead lap.
This is going to cost Andretti a tremendous amount of time as he tries to work his way through these slower cars or these lap cars. Oh, as Dallenbach goes by, Nadu just almost making contact.
Nadu just came out of the pits.
And again, these cars that you see passing Mike Skinner have already made pit stops and have the fresher tires. More from Martinsville after this.
Some things are obvious from the start. Like, things turn out better when you work together. That's why the UAW International Union and General Motors Corporation got together to create programs to improve skills and safety, to educate, to promote teamwork and build better quality cars and trucks. Assembly line to finish line. Teamwork wins.
I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the desert, bare, man. I breathe the mountain air, man. Of travel, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere.
Citgo, you know me. There's a lot more to working in AutoZone than looking up parts or ringing up sales. And it has to do with taking pride in taking care of customers. Like testing an old part before selling a new one. Or simply having what they need when they need it. In other words, it's about taking care of people who take care of cars. And that's what we do best at AutoZone.
Right, give me a good exit and a clean arch, go! Come on, pay attention. Right, heads up at 4,500 feet. Look, reach, pull, go! Come on, you can do it! How many times have you done this? None, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night.
To live coverage of the Napa Auto Care 500 NASCAR Winston Cup race from Martinsville Speedway in Virginia. Sterling Marlin, one of those in the lead lap, has come in for a pit stop. John Kernan.
It's a 4-tire change for Sterling Marlin. Also a chassis adjustment. The car has been very, very loose. You can see some of the telltale signs as the grill is pushed in just a little bit, but it shouldn't cause any major problems with the car. Quick pit stop. Sterling is headed back out onto the track.
It's been an interesting race. We've had only 3 cautions during this event, all 3 of them for incidents involving Kenny Irwin and Tony Stewart, and at least one of them was sort of ill-timed with pit stops, and that has resulted in several of the top drivers being a lap down, including Dale Jarrett, the points leader. He is currently 9th, but is 1 lap down.
And check this out, Bobby Labonte, we've been paying attention to the 31 car Skinner and the 43 car Labonte. The 18 Interstate car has caught these 2 guys. They're the first 3 cars.
But these 2 cars here, the 2 car for Rusty Wallace and the 58 of Ricky Craven, have made pit stops, so they have fresh tires on, so they're mixing up with the leaders.
Mark Martin, 2nd in points, 3 laps down in 22nd position. Tony Stewart is 42nd in the running order right now, 105 laps down as he spent many laps behind.
Oh, and he just ran into the 9 car of Rich Bickle, and caution is out. Going to be a huge break.
And Andretti can't avoid running into the back of Bobby Hamilton.
Oh, man.
John Andretti, who was had a very, very good car and had moved up to 2nd. Led 4 laps earlier, has a badly damaged Pontiac.
I saw a bunch of water. I'm assuming that was the water out of the STV Pontiac that I saw on the racetrack.
4th caution of the afternoon. Let's take a look at it once again.
Got 3 cars going down the back there. They were 4 deep for a moment, but Kenny Wallace was coming into the pits. But Tony Stewart had started down on the inside of Rich Bickle in the 9 car. The 9 car came down into him, I guess is the way to put it. Perhaps didn't know he was there. And around he goes. And here comes John Andretti with the wheels locked. Nowhere to go and right into Bobby Hamilton.
Man, oh, man. And see Kenny Wallace going down pit road while all this is going on. And there we see the spin by the 9 car. And we see the 4 car sitting there stopped. And here comes Andretti about right now. Boom.
Going to get a face full of Andretti here in a moment.
I'm telling you. 16 car goes by. Watch, here he comes.
Oh. And the camera still is ticking.
Man, oh, man.
So Bobby Hamilton enters pit road with damage to the back end of his car, actually exits pit road.
Now, Kenny Wallace had headed into the pits right then. Of course, his pit crew saw what happened there. They said, go on through, come around. So he stayed on the lead lap. Now there are 6 cars on the lead lap.
And that would be Wallace, Jeffrey Bodine, Kyle Petty, Jeff Gordon, Bobby Labonte, and Mike Skinner, and here they come. John Kernan.
Bobby Labonte pulls into his pit stall. It'll be a 4-tire change, no chassis adjustment. They did make an air pressure adjustment. Jimmy Maycar reminded Bobby just before this pit stop, he said, hey, we're a lot better than everybody else out there on the racetrack after 40 laps. So just take care of your tires in the early parts of the run. Lug nuts are tight. Now the Dr. Jerry punch.
It has been 168 laps since Mike Skinner was pitted. It's perfect timing for him. They make a slight air pressure adjustment. Mike said the car just a bit loose coming off. Otherwise, it is perfect. Left side tires going on. Classic pit stop. Bill Weber.
4 tires, half a round in the right rear, 2 cans of fuel for Jeff Gordon. He was a little tight in the center.
We saw that great pit stop by Mike Skinner, and Bobby Labonte wins the race off of pit road.
He beats Mike Skinner and Jeff Gordon off of pit road. And others now not on the lead lap are making pit stops. We'll take a break and be back with more of our live coverage in just a moment of the Napa Auto Care 500.
Let's go racing! It's a monster minivan around the weekend. See Mom and her Aaron running George Hubbins 6-cylinder small block take on 11 jobs at once.
The right spark plugs make any car feel high performance. So use Champion, the world's favorite spark plug. Champion, another great part of Federal Mogul.
Together we've celebrated birthdays and opening days. Good efforts and little losses. Moments that live once and forever. But what we really celebrated is time together. Now McDonald's salutes the year-long Walt Disney World Millennium Celebration, where new memories are yet to come. Commemorate this momentous event at McDonald's with 4 special edition glasses. Where can you start celebrating the millennium? Did somebody say McDonald's?
Hey, man, how come every time I call you, you're on the phone? Who are you talking to?
My friends, family. I call them a lot since I don't get to see them that much.
Phone bills must be killing you.
Not at all. I dial 10-10-321. It's only 8 cents a minute for calls over 10 minutes. That's 50% off.
And when you're talking with family and friends, you just know you're going to be on for a while.
Sounds good. My wife's on the phone all the time with her sister. Hey, man, am I ever going to get to shoot?
Not when you're playing against me.
Hey, Jeff. Now, listen, I got it right here, buddy. It's icy cold and tasting great. Now, come on, Jeff, you tell me. Is there anybody in this world who deserves this here Pepsi more than you?
Hi, Jeff.
See you later, Jeff.
Now, that's what I call motivation.
I don't know where she came from.
Don't worry, Jeff. There's always Daytona.
The right brakes make any car feel high performance.
Yep, they're Wagner brakes.
So choose Wagner from the world's leader in brake pads. Wagner Brakes, another great part of Federal Mogul.
Still under caution here at Martinsville Speedway, nearing the 300 lap mark. And the caution is being extended because one of the track workers over in turn number 3 at the scene of the incident involving Rich Bickle and John Andretti and Bobby Hamilton and others has been injured. We do not know the extent of his injuries. He has been placed on a stretcher and placed in the ambulance and will be checked out either here at the track or taken to a local facility. We certainly hope that he is not seriously injured. Some of those behind-the-scenes guys that don't get enough credit.
That's right. Right along with the pace car, looking back at Brett Bodine. Brett is back on the racetrack, 109 laps behind. Then we see the safety worker has, as you said, Bob, been placed in the ambulance and evaluating right now.
297 laps completed. We'll sneak in another break before the green flag.
Still going. I've had marriages that didn't last this long.
Mr. Sinclair?
So how is he?
Well, as you know, he's very old, but I see that the hip replacement went well. Of course, he'll have to stay off his feet for several weeks. The best thing he can do right now is rest.
With its worldwide acceptance and high credit limit, Visa Platinum offers purchase power you can really use for those you really love.
Lean on me.
Besides, you know, if he had one, he'd do the same for you.
Some things are obvious from the start. Like, things turn out better when you work together. That's why the UAW International Union and General Motors Corporation got together to create programs to improve skills and safety, to educate, to promote teamwork and build better quality cars and trucks. Assembly line to finish line. Teamwork wins.
Nobody tells these guys how to drive. Nobody tells them they can't race 700 horsepower trucks. And no one's gonna tell them what tools to use. The 1999 NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. Tough trucks, tougher drivers, the toughest tools. Craftsman makes anything possible.
Welcome back to Martinsville, where the race remains under caution. The overhead shots here, courtesy of the Pennzoil Copter Cam. Nice, partly cloudy skies over Martinsville today, with the temperature expected to reach between the mid and upper 70s. And once again, on board the pace car, which has a new driver this week, Ned.
Yes, Dennis Dillard is driving the pace car this weekend, as he did last weekend at Dover, Delaware. Buster Alton is the normal pace car driver. Buster had some surgery, hernia surgery, and want to wish him the best. We understand he'll be back working next week. And Buster replaced Elmo Langley when Elmo Langley passed away a few years ago. And one of the best friends of Elmo Langley, and certainly a friend of all of us, passed away this week, Tommy Gale. And certainly we want to send our best wishes and condolences out to the family of Tommy Gale. Tommy, a former driver in NASCAR Winston Cup competition, and was a friend to many, many people in this sport.
Back when we were just starting here at ESPN to cover the NASCAR Winston Cup races, Tommy was a regular on the circuit. Let's take a look at a full field rundown now, as they have brought out, as you can see, the jet dryers to blow the speedy dry off the surface. Just 7 cars are on the lead lap at the 300 lap mark, with Bobby Labonte at the front of the field right now.
And then there are 7 cars that are 1 lap down. Get back to Ricky Craven there, who is 2 laps down. He was on the lead lap, but he made a green flag pit stop not too long before the caution came out.
And now we see several cars 2 laps down, and then once more about 10 cars 3 laps down. And we get to the cars that are 4 laps down,
including our pole sitter Joe Nemechek back there in 30th position. And just 1 car right now that is off the racetrack. That is John Andretti. Kenny Irwin spent many laps behind the wall, but he came out just before we had this most recent caution. So that's the rundown at the moment, as the track cleanup continues here at Martinsville Speedway in Virginia.
Need to buy something? Check the Daily Press Classifieds. Where to go when you need to find it. Need to sell something? Check the Daily Press Classifieds. Where to go when you need to sell it.
I used to find it hard to sit back and relax. That is until I found Cox Digital Cable. With the interactive program guide, I can set up my favorite channels so I can browse through the ones I watch the most. Tired of the channel surfers in your house? The guide lets you check out other channels while you're still watching the current program. And parents, the parental control feature has been a lifesaver. You can lock out programs by rating, content, or channel. Simplify your life. Call now to see if Cox Digital Cable is available in your area.
If I had one of those TV rating boxes on my television, the #1 show in the country would be 11 p.m. Sports Center. I never miss it. In my opinion, it's the best thing going. Okay, maybe it won't hit #1, but it'll definitely give Dharma and Greg a run for their money.
A very underrated defense. Daryl Gardner forces a
completion knocks Drew Bledsoe to the ground.
Face it, America. Situation comedy, it's a dead genre.
The 1999 NASCAR Winston Cup short track season ends here today. You're looking at the past 11 winners of short track racing, and you will see that all of them are different. We have had 11 different winners in the last 11 races. Tony Stewart, the most recent at Bristol. Will there be a 12th today? Well, there is a driver leading right now, Bobby Labonte, who was not among the faces that you just saw. As a matter of fact, Ned, looks like our chances are pretty good here this afternoon.
Yeah, really, as we look at those 11 short track winners in the last 11 races, only one who are in the lead lap right now is among that list, and that is Jeff Gordon. There are 7 drivers on the lead lap, and he's the only one that's on that 11 driver list.
John is with Jimmy Makar.
Bobby Labonte's crew chief. Bobby, the leader now. Jimmy, how's the car?
Well, right now it's pretty good. We're a little bit tight early in the run. We still are a little bit tight early in the run, but it seems after 30 laps or so, the car really starts to come around. So we're not quite as good as them guys early in the run, but I think as long as we keep getting long runs like this, I feel like we're probably as good as anybody on long run.
Bobby Labonte up in front right now, hoping to stay there. Now to Dr. Jerry Punch.
All right, up with Larry McReynolds. Larry, it looks like you guys may have the car to beat. Awfully good.
Well, you know, Bobby Labonte looks awfully strong, and it's Martinsville. You know, John Andretti looked like he had a strong race car, and unfortunately got wrapped up in an accident, and we still got 200 laps to go, so we're just going to keep trying to run our race. Our car needs these long green runs that it's getting right now. It's a little iffy for 20 or so laps. We need these long green runs.
Toughest part is keeping your guy calm.
Pretty much, if I can keep him from driving in the corner so deep. I keep telling him next week at Charlotte's when you need to go in the corner deep, not today at Martinsville, because when he floats it down in there, it's good off the corner, but when he drives it in too deep, it washes up and can't get a bite off the corner.
All right, the old thing, slower is faster here at Martinsville. Let's check in with Bill.
With Jeff Gordon's crew chief, Brian Weitzel, obviously your car's performed very well today.
Car's been pretty good. We're still a little snug in the middle, but just made an adjustment for that. Got a good brake there, got a bad brake earlier on, but real happy. Jeff feels pretty good in the car, so 200 laps to go. It's still a long race.
How do you feel?
A lot better than I thought it would. A little nervous after that first one, but it's all came around and we're running pretty good.
Good luck.
Thank you.
He has been very calm on the radio, and as I mentioned earlier, he really has taken a page out of Evernham's book, not only coaching his driver, but encouraging his pit crew as the car comes down pit road for every stop, reminding them exactly what they're going to do, how to do it, and to do it well.
Just in case you haven't heard, those rumors regarding Ray Evernham and his departure from Hendrick Motorsports and Jeff Gordon were confirmed earlier. He is gone. Brian is the new crew chief of the 24 car. Ray's future, well, it's undecided right now. He'll have an announcement, I'm sure, before too long. There is Jeff Gordon, who is running in the 3rd position, the points leader. Dale Jarrett is running in 9th spot. He's a lap down. Mark Martin is back in 20th. Tony Stewart's had a rough afternoon, and Jeff Burton has also lost a couple of laps and is in the 16th position. This caution period continues here at Martinsville, so we'll take another break from the Napa Auto Care 500.
Out here, the stories unfold like a map. Stories written across the sky with the tip of an eagle's wing. Stories to fill a scrapbook you'd want to page through again and again. But first, you've got to go to where the stories live. You'll need an outfitter for the journey. Ford is your outfitter. With the most far-reaching sport utilities on Earth, created to take you where the stories begin and never end. Ford Outfitters. No boundaries.
This is where most oil comes from. Out of the ground and into your engine. Sure, it's refined, but it still retains some sort of impurities. And quite frankly, I won't use it. Mobil One's a little different. It's man-made, it's fully synthetic and pure. And that purity means cleaner engines, less engine wear, and better performance. I tell you, it's worth paying a little extra for.
Nothing outperforms Mobil One.
Unlike most cheerleaders, I follow the sports that I cheer for. And that's why I read Espen, the magazine. Espen, the magazine, is the magazine for sports nuts, like me.
Great electric game, Jim. Really enjoyed that. Otto Graham, all those championship games. I mean, not even Joe Montana did that.
Hold on. Let me see.
Students, typical.
ESPN's live coverage of the Napa Auto Care 500 from Martinsville Speedway being brought to you by Daytona USA, the official attraction of NASCAR. By Mobile One Synthetic Mobile. Nothing outperforms Mobile One. And by Quality Care Service at your Ford and Lincoln Mercury dealers. But join ESPN this Friday at 10 o'clock and you'll get to see a double dose of Sports Century 50 Greatest Athletes. Number 17, former NBA great Magic Johnson. He led the Lakers to 5 championships. He was a 3-time MVP and a 12-time NBA All-Star and an Olympic gold medal winner with the 92 Dream Team. Then at 10:30 Eastern, number 16, former Boston Red Sox slugger Ted Williams, the last player in the Major League history to hit over 400 in a season that happened in 1941. For more, log on to ESPN.com, part of the Go Network, go.com. Speaking of legends in sport, Richard Petty is one. The Andretti name, of course, is one. And Bill is with John.
And it's very disappointed, John Andretti. What happened?
Well, I went up down into turn 3, and I didn't know the track was blocked, and unfortunately it was, and with as old as my tires were and everything, I couldn't get the car stopped. But it's real unfortunate the accident even had to happen. I guess one guy's out there just terrorizing the place, and he's taking me out of Pocono, so it's hard to be diplomatic, but you know, he needs to settle down, I guess, and all of us need to learn how to settle down every now and then, I guess.
When you say you didn't know it was there, John, this is a short track. You get around here in a hurry, but you always hope you have a little advance warning on those things.
Well, it helps because, you know, there were a lot of cars that we were lapping, and there were cars on new tires that we were running around, and I was up on the outside. If I'd have been on the bottom, it would have been no problem, but I was letting some guys go down underneath me, and I was just trying to play it safe, I thought, and unfortunately, I played it the wrong way.
And they've got a lot of damage to their race car. They're going to try and get it back out. Green's coming out.
On lap 312.
And the 40 car Sterling Marlin is on the tail end of the lead lap. And there we see Dale Earnhardt, the Goodwrench Chevrolet, down there trying to get a lap back as well.
And he is back on the lead lap. He's in front of the leader, Bobby Labonte.
Earnhardt in 8. Now on the lead lap. The leader of the race is Bobby Labonte. Skinner is second, followed by Gordon. And Kenny Wallace, who has run in the top 5 just about all race long.
This is our leader, Bobby Labonte, the Circuit City onboard cameras. He looks back at Mike Skinner, the low Chevrolet, as he closes it right on the back bumper. Sterling Marlin is now going to lap down in the 8th position. But Dale Earnhardt up in 7th spot.
Labonte has had 2 top 5s in his 49 short track races, and both have been this season. He was 3rd at Richmond in May and 2nd at Richmond in September. As far as here at Martinsville, no top 5s in the last 13 races, but he's leading at the moment.
In a backup car. He wrecked here on Friday in practice. At the end of the practice before qualifying, came out with a backup car, did not have a lap on the racetrack, put it in 25th position, and here he is leading this race. Dale Earnhardt trying desperately to stay on that lead lap. And you see Bobby Labonte right behind him. Ted Musgrave out there in car number 26 has gotten one of his laps back. And he's still 2 laps in.
You also see that battle there for 3rd spot as Kenny Wallace tries to go outside of Jeff Gordon, does so successfully and move Kenny up to 3rd.
Wow.
Pennzoil Copter Cam is showing you the overhead action. So Kenny Wallace has been very, very good so far today. From the drop of the green flag, he's led 45 laps, now finds himself in the 3rd spot.
And Brian Watson said that Jeff Gordon was complaining about being a little snug or a little tight in the middle of the corner. Said they corrected for it But evidently still a little bit snug because he's not able to make that charge that we thought he would as the green flag waves.
As a matter of fact, he's now under fire from Kyle Petty. Kyle was struggling before the pit stop, but they appear to have improved his car.
Yeah, on the long runs, Kyle's car got very, very loose, but now that they've put new tires on it, they expect to put him back in competition, right, Jerry?
Exactly, Ned. In fact, just before the pit stop, Kyle said this thing's driving like a tractor. It's plowing off the corner. Every time I say, well, I almost hit the wall. Next time, well, I nearly missed it that time. They made some major adjustments. Air pressure out in the right front, in the left rear. They raised the track bar, and now it is much, much better than it was prior to that stop.
Well, we really got a confusing leaderboard right now because some of these guys' cars run awfully good on used tires and some run awfully good on the new tires. Bobby Labonte, Mike Skinner seem to run awfully good after 30 or 40 laps. Jeff Gordon's car's another one that runs good after the tires get good and worn. But Kyle Petty looks like his car is really good on the pressure tires.
And we'll have at least one more pit stop, right?
Yes. We'll have to make another pit stop at least for fuel, and of course they'll take tires on too, because as we have seen, after about 100 to 120 laps, they really start skating around.
And we have 178 laps to go, as your scoring information shows you in the upper left.
And Kenny Wallace, I think right now, is the unknown. I don't know if his car is better with the pressure tires or after the tires are a little warm.
He's been good all day.
Yes, he has. He made a green flag pit stop, like many did early in the race. Got a lap down, but now has gotten that back. Well, he actually came into the pits as the caution was coming out this last time. And so that saved him. Stayed on the lead lap. Now up there in third place.
Coming off his worst finish of 1999. He finished last at Dover, Kenny Wallace did, after starting 34th.
Had an engine problem there. And he's working on Sterling Marlin.
He sure is.
And right now, Mike Skinner cannot keep up with Bobby Labonte. Labonte's pulled out 3/4 of a second ahead of Mike Skinner.
Labonte's the fastest car on the racetrack. Last lap 90.7 to Skinner's 90.3.
Well, if that Pontiac Interstate Battery's Pontiac gets better as time goes on, he will be tough after they get about 30, 40 laps on these tires.
Last lap, Labonte was even faster. More on Skinner from Jerry.
And each time by, as you might expect, Mike Skinner is saying, Larry, we're tight, we're tight. And Larry very calmly says, I got you, good buddy. We're going to be fine. We got 170 laps to go before we're going to come in again. Just stay put. And Mike says, okay, I got you. So he is tight right now. They should make their final pit stop with about 30 laps to go before the checkered flag if we stay green. So around 460 to 470.
That's when the time that the guys will really be trying to think about short pitting and stop with 50 or 60 laps to go. Do they change 2 tires, 4 tires, so the guys run as far as they can, just fuel only? Boy, there's a lot of stuff going on in these guys' minds right now as to what to do.
That's right. If this thing goes green the rest of the way, there will be a lot of thinking going on and different strategies.
Put together, of course, 4 top 10 finishes to begin the season. He finished 4th at Daytona, 6th at Rockingham, 4th at Las Vegas, and 6th at Atlanta. Then had some bad races, but overall has had a very good year and finds himself 11th in the point standings, but very, very close to Terry Labonte as we entered this event for 10th.
He's beginning to pick up now a little bit on Bobby Labonte. Like he's closed in a car length or so.
And that time by, he was faster than Labonte, and we can see that he's getting closer and closer. He's only a half second behind now. He was 3/4 just a moment ago. Watch as he just drives in. Wow, closes in on Labonte.
That tight race car is beginning to work a little bit for him now as he gets those tires heated up.
Reduces the interval to about 3 car lengths now. Mike finished 4th here at Martinsville in the spring after starting 22nd. A year ago, he finished 16th. And as you can see, Dale Earnhardt continues to be on the lead lap in the 7th position, running just ahead of Bobby Labonte. There is Dale Jarrett, who is a lap down, but still running in the top 10. He's 9th.
Jeffrey Bodine, the Power Team Chevrolet, is on the lead lap. He's currently running in 6th position.
Jeffrey came in and made a late pit stop during this last caution. Of course, he was already back there anyway, so it didn't hurt him that much. Just a little bit there. DJ would like to get up there and try to get his lap back, but he's got a lot of race cars to pass before he can get that opportunity. Plus, he's holding off Rusty Wallace, who's running in 10th position.
Yeah, that is a battle for position between DJ and Rusty. On board with Wallace. The king of the short tracks in the 1990s with 16 wins, 43 top 5s, 57 top 10s, and 53 short track races led. That's the record of Rusty Wallace. There have been 73 short track races in the 1990s, and 9 drivers have competed in every one of them. And here they are: Rusty Wallace, Dale Earnhardt, Mark Martin, Terry Labonte, Ken Schrader, Ricky Rudd, Sterling Marlin, Jeffrey Bodine, and Michael Waltrip.
Looked like there was something, either a little smoke or a little fluid or something coming out of Jeffrey Bodine's car. I've noticed there a minute ago, Terry. You hearing anything in the pits?
Ned, we are. We're hearing some corner workers and some spotters telling the cars behind the Power Team machine you're looking at right here that there's some fluid coming out of the back of the 60 car. They've warned Dale Jarrett and some of the other cars behind them to be careful. Now, they've also put a very close eye on the back of the car. We don't see anything right yet, but it seemed a little bit ago there's maybe an overflow hose in the back of the car there where, if indeed he is overheating, that's where the water would come out, just beneath the rear bumper there, probably on the left side.
I did see something about 3 laps ago, but right now I don't see anything.
There he comes. There we see the water coming out the back. It does look like the overflow for the radiator. They run the hose from the radiator back in the back so that when the overflow, it does run hot and the water comes out, it'll go at the rear of the car, not under the car, and they spin in their own water. There it is, just a little bit.
Ahead of Jeffrey Bodine is Jeff Gordon and Kyle Petty. They're running 4th and 5th.
They're about 3 seconds behind the leader, Bobby Labonte. Goes up to go around the injured car of Tony Stewart. Almost let Jeff Gordon get right alongside of him, but now they're back nose to tail.
And now we'll go up front, check on 1st and 2nd. There's Labonte and Skinner, separated by just a few car lengths as Labonte comes up on Dave Marcus once again.
Dave moves to the high side. Bobby go down on the inside.
We'll check the speeds of the line for you, see who's best.
Well, that time the 31 car was faster, but he ran up on, actually the 44 car was second fast, and Jeffrey Bodine. But I think part of that, Bobby Labonte, not making excuses for him, but he did come off of that turn on the inside of Dave Marcus, and that hurt his lap speed.
And once again, Jeffrey Bodine is the fastest car on the racetrack among the top 6.
Wow. And we see, as a matter of fact, he's been able to pull away a little bit from Dale Jarrett and Rusty Wallace.
Very consistent.
That's why he didn't want to let DJ pass him. He said, I've got a fast race car. Just need a little time to get it set in here, and he's got it working. Consistent with the fastest.
Jeffrey Bodine, 4 wins here at Martinsville. Most recently, this race in 1992. He won both races here in 1990.
Jeffrey Bodine there, getting closer and closer to the DuPont Chevrolet of Jeff Gordon. Meanwhile, we check the interval between Bobby Labonte, the leader, and Jeffrey Bodine, and we see in 5 laps, he got 0.3 of a second closer to Bobby Labonte. And he gained another 1/10 of a second. Now it's 4/10.
Now he's got a little bit of traffic to contend with.
And that will impede his progress, there's no doubt about that.
Down the inside of Dave Marcus in the 203 Chevrolet. Dave is running back in 38th position. He is 41 laps down. So he's been behind the wall for a while.
And we see a guy, we just saw him go out of the frame there. A guy really wants a caution flag right now that has a good race car is Dale Earnhardt. Remember, he passed the leader, and the leader can't catch him.
Bobby Labonte has been out front for the last 57 laps here at Martinsville.
Flip log day 19. Traveling the circuits of NASCAR.
Darlington, Daytona, Talladega, Charlotte. The drivers, the cars, the action, bumper to bumper, mono-y-mono at speeds of over 200 miles an hour, with us covering every heart-pounding, adrenaline-pumping moment at the incredible speeds of over
35 miles an hour, as fast as it goes.
What?
It's a good thing they keep going around in circles.
They come to us for many reasons. Because we save them money on what they need with our everyday low price. Because we help them solve their problems and get them back on the road. And because we stand behind the parts we sell with a warranty that's good at more than 2,500 stores coast to coast. Fact is, people everywhere come to us because we're AutoZone, the largest auto parts retailer in America. And there's just no place any better.
What if helping a sick child was as easy as tying your shoe? What if you could prevent neglect just by taking a walk? What if giving thousands of kids a brighter future was as simple as this? This Monday, October 4th, it will be, because it's McHappy Day at McDonald's. Buy a Big Mac extra value meal, and $1 will go to Ronald McDonald House Charities. Which makes you wonder, what if every single one of us goes to McDonald's? See you October 4th.
Being a good car cleaner takes dedication, hard work. It's not some happy holiday. The name is Everett. I go searching for the grime and the dirt and the sap, the gook. Just use some WD-40, that'll come right off. I majored in automotive hygienics. It's a 3-year program, but I did it in 2. My dream would be to clean the space shuttle. Do they have people that clean that already?
Bob Jenkins, Ned Jarrett, Benny Parsons, John Kernan, Bill Weber, Dr. Jerry Punch rejoining you at Martinsville Speedway in Virginia. The 28th of 34 races in the Winston Cup season for 99. It's the Napa Auto Care 500 from Martinsville that's being led by the 18 Interstate Batteries Pontiac, driven by Bobby Labonte, with Mike Skinner in the low Chevy hot on his heels in second spot. Kenny Wallace, Kyle Petty, and Jeff Gordon complete the top 5. We've got 141 laps to go.
See Bobby Labonte there. You know, Ned, I wonder, that car that he wrecked on Friday afternoon, the primary car he brought to Martinsville, as Skinner goes right up. If it was better than this car, Man, that would have been something else, wouldn't it?
It really would have been, because as we mentioned earlier, he did wreck in practice, had to go to the backup car. This was the backup car. You see it's got those orange. Here we'll see the wreck as he comes off of turn 4. See, there's the green car, Bobby Labonte, and he lost it. Coming up, the back end started to get away, and then he hit down on the inside, and you see the damage that was done to the left side, even cracked the wall. Of course, they've repaired that since then. Bobby was a little angry at himself. Not necessarily the car, but that's the only thing that's close to him you can take it out on.
Well, he's smiling now because he has that backup car out in front of everybody else by about a half second over second place Skinner. Here is the switch of 5th position as Jeffrey Bodine goes to the 5th spot, putting Kyle Petty back to 6th. Down to Jerry Punch.
Well, the fact that he's passing cars is good news for the power team, but it's not good news because of the moisture in the water we saw coming out a little bit ago. They are trying to get the water tank ready here in the pits for Jeffrey to come down pit road. They are hearing that we may have a caution flag situation to allow an ambulance out of the infield, and if that is the case in the next few laps or so, they're going to try to wait to bring him in. The car has lost quite a bit of water. We are now being told it is overheating. Some of the cars behind him have backed off. They're concerned that he may blow, and if he were to blow, it'd be right in front of the current points leader, Dale Jarrett, Rusty Wallace, a few of those guys. So we'll keep an eye on the 60 car. They're going to try to stay on the racetrack and get a caution flag before they come in to put any more water in it.
And if we should get that caution for the ambulance to move across the track, it would be for the track worker who was injured while going to the scene of one of the crashes. And he was injured and being treated currently in the infield medical center.
The 60 car might be overheated, might be doing this and doing that, but he's running pretty fast. The last time by, he was the second fastest car, and he's about to close in on the back bumper of Jeff Gordon. He's only 4 seconds behind the leader, Bobby Labonte. Let's see Jeff Gordon and Jeffrey Bodine.
Take a look at a Hardee's Field summary in the shakeup in the points. Bobby Labonte has retaken 2nd position from Mark Martin in the points. And in the second 5, we see Mike Skinner moving up 2 spots. Ward Burton down 1. Right now moving out of the top 10 in points. Terry Labonte rather. Sterling Marlin moving up 1 to the 15th spot. And then a whole bunch of changes back here, 16 through 20. Bodine moving inside of Jerry Nadeau in 36.
This is the front bumper of Mike Bliss, Jimmy Dean Pontiac, and let's take a taste of the race and see what kind of RPM, what kind of speed that Bliss is able to turn. You can see Bliss on the outside groove as he's letting the faster cars go by on the inside. Accelerates down to about 115 miles per hour, but he'll slow dramatically all the brakes he's got down to 59 miles per hour before he starts building his speed back up. Jeffrey Bodine goes by on the inside. Might be bad news for Jeffrey Bodine. The water we saw, we don't see any water now. Might mean there's not any water in there.
If that's the case, he won't last long if there's not any water in there. But I can't believe that he would have lost all of it. But don't see it losing anymore, do we?
No. Another car alongside. As the camera pans back and watch Kyle Petty's Hot Wheels car go. I don't know if they sell cars with that tire marks down the right side. Hot Wheels might have some.
I think they do, Benny. And they'll have a good model to go from here after today.
You've got a lot for sale here this afternoon.
Caution's out. Caution's out for something. I don't know why, but it's out.
For the ambulance to leave the infield and take that injured track worker to the local hospital.
Now there'll only be, there's right now only 127 laps to go, so they're within a pit window. They can make it on one more pit stop. Dale Earnhardt likes this because he gets to go all the way around the racetrack, one of 7 cars on the lead lap.
And that really is big. There's only 7 cars on the lead lap. So when they restart, he can start right behind the 6th place car. That's big.
Real big.
I mean, if you had 25 cars on the lead lap, it wouldn't be such a big deal, but only 7 cars. Now, they might leave pit road closed for just a while. We'll have to see.
This is our 5th caution of the race. There is the ambulance leaving the infield care center.
And there are cars that are about 2/3 of the way around this racetrack. When they're running slow and under caution, they spread out around the racetrack, and since all the cars, or at least all but John Andretti, are still out on the racetrack, and they're putting his car in the truck now, so he won't be back out.
Here comes the ambulance at the... So the pit road is still closed because they need to get this ambulance in around pit road, around the racetrack, to get over to the medical center and possibly this one out.
Yeah, we have seen an ambulance come in from the outside to take the place of the one that's about to go out with the injured track worker. There is the new one.
This may be, I think, Bob, I'm not sure they're going to take one out. I think they're bringing this one in to go down to the hospital to pick up the injured corner worker, course worker.
In any case, that's why we are under this caution. It has nothing to do with what has happened on the racetrack in the last few laps, but because of the injury to the track worker earlier.
And we see pit road once again is still closed. There's no point in bringing these cars down pit road and getting all mixed up with that. So we're doing the wise thing, just circulating these cars around the racetrack at slow speed.
Coming up on 124 laps to go in the Napa Auto Care 500. Top 5 are Bobby Labonte, Mike Skinner, Kenny Wallace, Jeff Gordon, and Jeffrey Bodine.
Hello, welcome to Home Depot. I am the Professor Roland. Home Depot University is a whole series of classes. It's different from our clinics. We'll have painting, electrical, plumbing.
Everything I tell you here is on the level.
Confidence really comes from hands-on.
And I'm loving it.
They get a full-blown diploma and they get a badge.
Congratulations. Let's hear it for the Home Depot University.
See you next week.
Back in Martinsville, pit lane is now open. Bobby Labonte and everybody else behind him on the lead lap. Eligible to come in for a pit stop. Here's John Kernan.
Bobby Labonte inching his way down pit road, just agonizingly slow, it seems, as he pulls into his pit. 4 tire change, no changes to the car at all. Bobby told Jimmy Makar, the car is really good. I don't know what we can do to it to make it any better. Right side work's already completed. They swing around to the left side, down to Bill Weber.
An outstanding exchange between Gordon and Weitzel. Originally, Jeff said, don't do anything to the car, it's coming to me. Weitzel pointed out late in the race, the car has a tendency to free itself up. Should we put 1 round in the track bar? Jeff said yes. Then he said, no, let's make it a half round of what it is. At 24 racing the 18 to Jerry.
Mike Skinner, 4 tires, an air pressure change, a little bit too tight in the middle of the corner. Very congested down here in the pit. Skinner is down and away as others try to make their way back on the racetrack. This should have been the final scheduled stop of the afternoon.
And they had to wait until the field passed by, but Bobby Labonte, Jeff Gordon, Kenny Wallace, Mike Skinner, Kyle Petty, Jeffrey Bodine is the order in which they came out.
And the fact that they have a speed limit on pit road is the only which allows Martinsville to make one pit road. At 30 miles per hour, all that traffic, all those tires you have to dodge, that you're able to manage it. You can imagine what these guys would be doing wide open around here. They'd be running into someone each and every lap. So the pit road, therefore we have 1 pit road at Martinsville with the pit road speed.
Dale Jarrett pulls out while Mark Martin still gets service on the right side of his car. Rusty Wallace is in, so is Steve Park. Wallace completes his work. Ricky Rudd finishing up his work on the Tide ride.
The Tide ride.
Yeah. Jeffrey Bodine comes in for a second time now. Jerry?
He came in a moment ago with the cars on the lead lap and changed 4 tires and made a slight air pressure adjustment. Now he will come back in to take care of the overheating problem. He said a moment ago, it is hot. We have lost some power in the engine, but the chassis feels very, very good. So we need to put some water in it. So he is coming back in the second time, trying to stay on the lead lap. Now he's 2 pits away, 1 pit away, and he will bring the power team machine to a stop. They'll raise the deck lid, looking at the overflow valve. They're going to check about putting some water in the front, so they have both the hood up and the rear up, making sure they get it full of water, completely full. They're checking in the overflow tank in the back, releasing some of the air. They bleed the air out of the system to allow more water to go in and displace the air that was there from the water that was lost. That's why they have both the front and rear lids up. They put them down now, and now Jim Long says down and away.
Jeffrey moves back out onto the racetrack. He'll go back to 7th position, the last car on the lead lap. 120 to go, 380 complete at Martinsville Speedway in the Napa Auto Care 500. We'll be right back.
We build walls with our everyday routines. Walls that make a nasty habit of separating us from our dreams. But what if there was a way to break through to your dreams? There is a way. All you need is an outfitter with the right equipment. Ford is your outfitter, offering you the most far-reaching sport utilities on Earth. Climb in and watch the walls come tumbling down. Ford Outfitters, no boundaries.
So what you're saying is you can't change your oil every 3,000 miles because you're too busy. So you push it. Just like your cheap brother-in-law at one of those all-you-can-eats. Hey, it's your car. You want to learn the hard way? Be my guest. This is reformulated Quaker State. Protection beyond 3,000 miles under any driving conditions. You ought to change your oil on time, but if you can't, can you say insurance? Quaker State. It's been tested. It works. What more do you need to know?
What if you had to give up one phone call a day?
Not only is it red, but it's bright, bright red.
Just
Okay.
one.
Yeah. And then she wears these earth tones. Well, I leave the earth. What are you going to wear?
Could you do it?
I thought wear red. Oh.
Before you answer, you should know that one of the most effective deterrents to kids using drugs is parents and the time they spend with their kids.
I told her.
We'll be back to racing here in about another lap at Martinsville. Show you the Coke pit summary and how they now run on the racetrack compared with how they were before the pit stop. Bobby Labonte stays the same. Mike Skinner loses 2 spots. Wallace the same. Gordon up 2. And Jeffrey Bodine down 2 positions, dropping from 5th to 7th. Kyle Petty gained 1 spot. And so did Dale Earnhardt. Marlin stayed the same. Rusty lost 1. And Jarrett moved up a position to 9th. Pace car is in, and we'll be getting the green flag here in just a moment to resume the competition on lap 384.
Green flag.
Trying to get up there and catch Bobby Labonte and see if he can get back on the lead lap.
Now Kyle Petty's hung on the outside, and this Hot Wheels Pontiac just is not going on the outside of the racetrack. Now he just finally forces his way down to the curve where it seems like his car runs the best.
Hut Strickland there is a lap down in 12th position. Jeremy Mayfield is in 18th, 3 laps down. Let's take a look at what happened to Kyle Petty a couple of laps ago that got him up in that outer lane and caused him to lose some track position.
Here we see him come right behind Jimmy Spencer on the outside of Spencer. He comes off the corner, and Spencer doesn't realize he's there. Goes up and just forces Kyle right in the outside retaining wall down the front stretch. And Earnhardt just barely gets on the inside of Kyle Petty and takes over. Right now, Earnhardt is up to 4th spot. And evidently, Kyle Petty has been some suspension in the Hot Wheels Pontiac because it certainly isn't running nearly as well as it has been. Jeff Bodine up on the outside, trying to get by Kyle.
That's the battle for 6th. Jerry, did they do everything they needed to do on that 60 car?
Bob spoke with Jim Long, who was pleading his case with NASCAR. He was watching very closely as they were putting water in the car, so they got it full of water, and the temperature seemed to come down. So hopefully that is the case, and they are watching very closely. And Jim Long has talked to the NASCAR officials who are also watching that car very closely. But right now, so far, so good for the power team efforts. And considering how well they've run, it would be a shame to see them have to park it for an overheating problem here in the final 100 laps.
Approaching those final 100 laps.
Jeffrey dives on the inside of Kenny Schrader. Schrader several laps down, 4 laps down.
Jerry has another report on Kyle Petty.
After bouncing off the wall about 10 laps ago, he had not said anything until just a moment ago when he yelled in the radio, "We need a caution bad. We need a caution bad," indicating to his team. But obviously that right front has been damaged, and he's got a handful of steering wheel. So as you can tell by the fact that the car is not running nearly as well as the Hot Wheels Pontiac had run earlier today. So the 44 team begging for a yellow flag, hoping to get one ASAP.
Just about 4 o'clock Eastern time, and for those of you just joining us, we are just a little more than 100 laps away from the conclusion.
There's only 7 cars on the lead lap with 105 to go.
Thank you. Good summary. 7 cars on the lead lap, 105 laps to go. On board with Mike Bliss, a graduate of the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, and before that, a graduate of the ESPN Thunder Series when he ran the USAC Midgets and Sprints back in the Indiana area.
As a matter of fact, Mike Bliss will be in Louisville this Friday night for the truck race up there, so check it out, ESPN, 8 o'clock, Friday night.
Feeling old BP will be there too, huh?
Yes, I will.
58 top 10s during his short track career, including 2 victories. David Green is in the 45 car. He's 4 laps down in 26th position. Here comes the leader of the race, Bobby Labonte. Right now, he is the fastest car on the racetrack, or was last lap at a little more than 91 miles an hour.
He's the fastest of the lead lap cars. I think Jeff Burton might be the fastest car on the lead lap. I mean, on the racetrack, because he's catching Bobby Labonte.
And what's
Jeff's 2 laps down.
What's going on with Mike Skinner? Remember how well he ran? Well, right now, these guys are just pulling away from him. As a matter of fact, Skinner is 7 seconds behind the leader, Bobby Labonte. Looks like he...
Normally, we show you how the interval is shrinking between a particular duo, but this time we show you that the interval is widening between 1st and 5th. Jerry, what's the deal with Mike?
Well, the word is the car just absolutely will not turn. It's just plowing up across the racetrack, and when it won't turn on a track with 2 long straightaways and tight corners, it means you can't get back in that throttle, and that's costing valuable time. You saw a moment ago, he's headed the wrong direction.
One thing that might have hurt him there for about 10 laps, the sun had gone behind the cloud and the track was shaded, cooled it down, and if you have a tight race car, that would make it even worse. Now the sun has come back out. Don't know if it will help him or not. We'll see.
Caution's out. Caution's out.
Now the caution's out to let the ambulance back across the racetrack, I believe,
that came in to get the patient, and now they have him loaded up and will take him out.
That's just a guess. I believe the situation.
There is the ambulance that came in just a few laps ago, now has the patient and is about to exit Martinsville Speedway. We have not received a condition report on the individual or his name, but if we should get that information before we go off the air, we'll certainly pass it along to you.
Big Ben.
He'll exit the racetrack down in turn 4.
Martinsville Speedway has no tunnel, so that's why the need for the caution flag to open the gate, crossover gate, where vehicle traffic goes across the speedway.
Of course, pit road is closed now as the ambulance makes its way out.
Less than 100 laps from the finish of this one, 96 to go. Going to see pit stops, guys?
I don't know. We know Kyle needs one. This is a well-placed pit stop for Kyle Petty, but the rest of these guys, I don't know. What do you think, Dan?
I don't know either. They certainly have enough fuel to go the rest of the way, but we've seen that they get slower and slower as they run longer and longer. I believe we'll see them come in.
31 car obviously will be coming in, make some adjustments because he was going the wrong direction, so this could be very timely caution flag for several cars.
Pit road now, so we'll see. All that speculation will go right out the window one way or the other here. Bobby Devine said, what are we going to do? What are we going to do this time if I'm going to do it? No.
He tried to fake everybody out. Didn't do a very good job.
Earnhardt's coming in. He didn't even think about it. He didn't waver. And the 31 and the 60. And Kyle Petty will be coming in as well. So the first 3 stay out. The next 4 come in.
Work being done on Dale Earnhardt's car, changing left side tires now. And a good pit stop for Earnhardt at 15.6 seconds.
Wow, we saw him working on that left front fender once again, trying to get that sheet metal away from the tire. Jerry Punch.
Larry McReynolds let Mike Skinner make the call. Said, there's only 7 cars in the lead lap. You want to go ahead and risk coming in and try to make the car better? And Mike said, it's just plowing so bad. It's so tight. What do we have to lose? Let's come in and make an adjustment. They make a track bar adjustment on the right rear. Up 2 rounds, 3/4 of a round as he is in for 4 tires. Kyle Petty likewise in as Mike Skinner is down and away. Kyle let that damage on the right front, and his car obviously wouldn't turn because of the bend on the right
fender
front.
out. We're the last car here anyway. Get that fender out.
Indicating they're trying to pull that right front fender away on the 44 car, the Hot Wheels car of Kyle Petty. They wanted to be able to make some adjustments on the front end, the left front fender, I should say, but they don't have time under a green flag, under this stop, so decided to go ahead and let him go. As Dale Jarrett, our point leader, also on pit road.
Lap down in 8th position.
Sterling Marlin came in front of Jarrett. He's only taking on right side tires, Jarrett is. Sterling Marlin couldn't get in his pits, but he only took on right side tires, so he's going to come out behind Jarrett, so only going to lose one position. The 4 car of Bobby Hamilton. Here we see Jarrett coming in the 40 car. So he has to stop right there as the 4 car was coming out, and right there is Sterling's pits, so he had to wait so he could turn left and go into the pits, and that cost him some time. But he only changed right side tires, so he got back out, didn't lose too much.
You see Bobby Hamilton, the Kodak film Napa Chevrolet, Napa onboard camera coming back in. Remember, he's had that damage to the left rear when John Andretti ran into him in turn 3 several laps ago.
And John Andretti is currently the only driver out of the race. 42 cars remain in competition.
It sounds complicated. Local long-distance internet, but it's very simple when you focus on this. One low price. ClearVision 2020. Look, unlimited local phone service, 500 minutes long distance, and unlimited internet access. Just $60 a month. See what I mean? ClearVision. Call now and see for yourself. Local long distance and internet, one low price. ClearVision from Picus. How the world communicates.
Okay, Bobby, what do you want for dinner?
I want pizza. No, wait. I want chicken. No, I want broccoli.
You want broccoli.
No, I want cherry cobbler.
Now at Golden Corral, your kids can have just about anything they can imagine for just $2.99.
I want mashed potatoes.
Really?
With gummy bears.
Even if it is a little odd.
This is a sport where the work of weeks and months is measured in hundredths of a second. This is a sport where glory and fortune can all come down to a gallon of gas. This is a sport where fans buy seats they never sit in, and they couldn't be happier about it. This is a sport that truly revolves around its fans. In fact, the drivers even go door to door to get the fans to come to the track. This is NASCAR.
At Martinsville, where the Napa Auto Care 500 is about to get the green flag next time around. Bobby Labonte at the front of the field, Jeff Gordon second, then Kenny Wallace, Dale Earnhardt, Mike Skinner, Jeffrey Bodine, and Kyle Petty. Those 7 cars are on the lead lap.
Okay, now we're going to check out the strategy. The first 3 cars stayed out, did not pit. The next 4 cars all stopped for 4 tires. What's going to be the best strategy? Get Bobby Labonte, Jeff Gordon, Kenny Wallace to make the right decision staying out.
Three wide, green flag.
Labonte let him down very, very slowly.
Jeff Burton was almost up to Bobby Labonte, trying to get a lap back right before the caution came out. Now's his best opportunity to do it. He's got the inside preferred group, and Rusty Wallace is right there. Rusty is only 1 lap down. He's running in the 8th position, so he certainly would like to get up there in case there is another caution.
And Jeff Gordon was going to try to follow Rusty Wallace through. Can he? This would be a battle for the lead. Rusty's on the inside of Bobby Labonte.
A little bit of damage there on the back end of Jeff's car. He's dragging something.
Part of the plastic rear bumper. And Labonte getting squeezed down to the inside. No, Rusty drives her down in that corner so deep, trying to keep that preferred position. Oh, banging down the back stretch.
Rusty is back on the lead lap.
And here comes Gordon
to battle Bobby Labonte for the lead. At the line, Labonte with a half a car length advantage, but Gordon runs her down into turn 1. Meanwhile, Kenny Wallace is right there also in the 55 car. Bill Weber has a report on Jeff Gordon. He's looking good.
Bob, the fact they did not pit probably helped that team. The 24 car is clearly not the best car on new tires. When the caution came out, Gordon told crew chief Brian Weitzel, this car came to me a lot faster than it did before. They had talked about putting scuffs on if they pitted. They were going to put on stickers instead, but now a crash on the track.
And several cars.
Big column right here, start, finish, caution's out.
Big break for Rusty Wallace and Jeff Burton. Jeff just got 1 or 2 laps back, but they raced back to the line, and now they are back on the lead, or Rusty's back on the lead lap. Jeff Burton is only 1 lap down now.
Bickle, Nadeau, and Craven are the 3 cars that stop down here right at the start-finish line. Now all of them begin to move away.
But a lot of sheet metal damage done to many of them.
There's Jerry Nadeau's M&M's Pontiac. Damage on the back end of Craven's car. Here it is once again.
Well, Joe Nemechek also involved in that.
So was David Green and Kevin LePage. Mike Bliss, we're on board with him. He's going to have a scary ride.
Well, Kenny Irwin through there right on the outside. No problem out there because the wreck was happening down on the low side of the racetrack as they all spun in that direction.
So another caution here. We ran so long without a caution. Now we've had 3 pretty close together. And just before the caution came out, it was Jeff Gordon who went into the lead. Kenny Wallace also was able to get around Bobby Labonte, and now he runs in second spot. Here comes Gordon and Labonte, both pitting.
Wow. Kenny Wallace stays out there.
Kyle Petty also coming in, down to John Kernan.
Bobby Labonte and his crew, after talking it over, have decided to come in and get 4 tires. Bobby also said something. I don't know if he was caught up with that because I was checking out something on Earnhardt back up in turns 3 and 4, so I didn't see the incident. But Bobby said something about he thought he knocked the toe out just a little bit. So we'll have to wait and see how that affects the car. Left side tires going off now. Jeff Gordon is in his pit stall. Here's Bill Weber.
They were going to stay out, but they ended up playing follow the leader, so it is 4 tires for this team, 4 sticker tires. The 18's out of his pit stall. Left side's going on. Fuel's in. Rusty's away. Now Gordon's away. We're even with the 18 as they head down pit road.
Ooh, Rusty was just coming into his pits when Jeff Gordon and Bobby Labonte were going out, and it was very, very close there.
Here's Rusty Wallace's pit stop. They're changing tires on the left side now. Pulling the sheet metal away, and Rusty Wallace now on the lead lap goes back out there.
And when you talked about the possibility of the toe end being knocked out of alignment on Bobby Labonte's car, it could have been when he and Rusty Wallace got together on the backstretch over there. The wheels looked like hit together, and boy, it doesn't take much like that sometimes to do a little damage.
So we add another car to those on the lead lap. There are now 8. Kenny Wallace did not pit during this caution. He's at the front of the field, and look who's up in second spot. Dale Earnhardt with Skinner, Jeffrey Podine, and Bobby Labonte completing the top 5. So there is the leader, Kenny Wallace, who led 46 laps earlier. He's back in front of the Napa Auto Care 500.
Hi, I'm Jeff Burton with an exciting message for NASCAR fans. Buy any Exide NASCAR Select product and get a Motorola pager free. It's a great way to enter the Exide NASCAR Select 99 sweepstakes. Every month you'll be paged with another chance to win cool prizes. You could even win $50,000 and be an honorary member of the Exide Racing Team pit crew for the first race of the next century. Look for details wherever Exide NASCAR Select is sold.
Holy cow, man, I gotta find a phone.
Things not quite what they used to be? Well, head for fall car care days at participating retailers. Buy a case of Pennzoil with Pure Base for stop-and-go driving. Get over $60 back on a super selection of world-class car care products. There's something for every part of your car, inside and out, bumper to bumper, plus over $60 back. You'll be looking good, or at least your car will, during Pennzoil Fall Car Care Days.
Terrific wedding, you son of a gun.
Thanks. It's just so great to see you. I couldn't wait to get here.
Whoa. I'm so choked up. I don't know what to say.
May your mother be blessed forever.
You're making a lot of people very happy.
Very happy.
Wow.
You're the joy sharer. You're the sharer of joy. Well, thank you. Would you like a glass with that?
Bartender?
I'll be right back.
Sometimes you just got to get it done, no matter what. I mean, I don't care what they tell you. You can plan all you want, but you still got deadlines. Sometimes you need extra equipment, a dozer, a bigger excavator. I'll tell you who saved my neck a time or two. Nation's Rent. They got what I want. They get it to me when I need it. It's newer, and it works. I can count on these guys. They get it done for me.
Nation's Rent. 1-800-NO-SWEAT.
Sun Monday Night Football continues tonight at 8:15 with an AFC West showdown. Mike Holmgren and his Seahawks host the Oakland Raiders. Then at 9 o'clock tomorrow night, Monday Night Football, Doug Flutie leads the Bills down to Miami to take on Dan Marino and the Dolphins. ESPN and ABC, your exclusive home of the NFL in prime time.
Cars lining up for the restart. Kenny Wallace, the leader. Jeremy Mayfield, car on the inside, a lap down.
Green flag,
Three laps down.
2 out of the last 3 races, we have had a first-time winner in NASCAR Winston Cup competition. Kenny Wallace has never won a race in this series. Jeremy Mayfield running there now beside Earnhardt is 3 laps down in 16th spot. So what's going through Kenny Wallace's mind right now, knowing that he could win a race, but look who he's got in his rearview mirror.
Exactly. Earnhardt with much fresher tires than he has on.
Down to John Kernan.
Now, I don't know if you guys remember this. I don't even remember the exact year, but it was in the late 80s that Kenny Wallace made his NASCAR Busch Series debut in the fall Busch Series race right here at the Martinsville Speedway. And guess which car he was in when he made that debut? The number 3 of Dale Earnhardt.
John, your memory's too good because I don't remember that. But Earnhardt with those fresher tires right now seems to be faster than Kenny Wallace. Bill Weber?
Well, I talked to Wallace crew chief Jimmy Ellich, and he said they basically decided to stay out because their car's handling good and they really wanted that track position. They believe that the guys that have given up the front spot have had so much trouble getting it back that they wanted to take that chance. So they decided to stay out on older tires for track position to see how it works out.
Last time we had 3 first-time winners in the season was 94. They were Marlin, Gordon, and Spencer.
Right now, once again, Earnhardt, 4 tires much fresher than Kenny Wallace's. He's faster, and he's got trying to get that position. And here he comes.
Inside of Kenny Wallace, out of corner 4 at the line. They bump coming down the straightaway. Wallace hangs onto the lead for that lap. That was 4:30. Let's see what happens on this circuit.
Still pretty even off that turn. Wallace had that bike coming on the high side of the racetrack coming off of that turn, so he was able to pull away. But Earnhardt right here is where he seems to be the best. Yep, he gets that traction coming off of there and blows right on by.
Earnhardt takes the lead. 431st lap is led by Dale Earnhardt. And that is the first time today that Dale has led. He becomes our 11th different leader in this race. Here's a battle for position. For 4th, it is Bobby Labonte, Jeffrey Bodine, and Jeff Gordon all going for the same spot. And Kyle Petty going to be included in that group also.
Labonte clears. Jeffrey Bodine. Can Jeff Gordon do it? It doesn't look like it. No, he's not able to get on the inside of Jeffrey Bodine. Well, that was close.
Job of holding off the challenge by Jeff Gordon. Now Jeff may have a fender in position headed into turn 1.
Does have the position. He can get the traction off the turn, which it looks like he will, and takes it to position right.
Welcome up to 5th. Now let's see what Kyle Petty will do with Jeffrey Bodine. There's the leader of the race, Dale Earnhardt. Now by almost a half second over Kenny Wallace. 436 out of 500 laps completed in the Napa Auto Care 500.
Here at Kawasaki, we want to take a moment to recognize the risk takers. Those who live on the edge. Those brave souls who buy another brand of ATV.
Unit 1, we got him.
Now that takes guts. Don't settle for anything less than the comfort, reliability, and engineering of a Kawasaki ATV.
As low as $79 a month with 0 down, or receive a $250 accessories gift certificate.
These are Cobalt tools, the finest mechanics tools you can buy in any store. They've got contoured handles for a better grip. And the K-drive that grabs fasteners on the sides, not the corners, which means more torque, less rounding, and less slippage. So Cobalt tools can stand up to anything. From where I'm standing, that's a very good thing. Cobalt, setting the standard in mechanics tools. Made in the USA and guaranteed forever. At Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse and online.
It is more than sport. It is spirit. Ritual. Family. The Coca-Cola Racing family. Refreshed by Coke.
What's up, Glow Boy? You need to make a call? Nah, you don't need any change. Just dial 1-800-COLLECT. Yeah, 1-800-COLLECT. You can save a buck or two. Go ahead, try it. Don't mention it. Just tell all your buddies. Tourists. 1-800-COLLECT. Save a buck or two.
Welcome back to Martinsville. 442 laps completed. Again, we'd like to tip our hat to the Pennzoil Copter Cam, which has been providing us the overhead shots of this race all afternoon long. Just a beautiful day for racing here in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia. Dale Earnhardt with a 0.6 of a second lead over Penny Wallace. There's first and second. That third car there in your shot is Dale Jarrett, who is a lap down in 9th position. John Kernan has more on Dale Earnhardt, looking for his third win of 1999. He hasn't done that since 95, John.
Bob, and what a come-from-behind win it would be for Earnhardt if he can hold on. Remember, under his first pit stop, they pitted under green, but just as they were on pit road, the caution came out. They lost a lap. They got the lap back. But that's not the only come-from-behind effort today. Earnhardt is suffering from the flu. He doesn't feel well, so during every pit stop, they've made sure that they've given him plenty of cold water to drink and also some cold towels. So what an effort if the Intimidator can hang on for the final, 55 laps?
Yep. And what makes this even more impressive is he started back in 38th position, the lowest start of a winner since 1953, if he goes on to win.
Looks like right now Jeff Gordon may be a little bit faster than Bobby Labonte, and it looks like Kyle Petty may be faster than both those cars.
I think you're right, Benny. He's passed a lot of cars coming up, and now he's got Rusty Wallace right on his tail, though, as they work through some traffic. Rusty, remember, got his lap back. He's in 7th, Kyle in 6th. And right there are the 4th and 5th place cars of Bobby Labonte and Jeff Gordon. Gradually pulling away from Kenny Wallace.
Now lengthen the advantage to over a second.
1.15.
Earnhardt's worst finish on a short track this year, 19th at Martinsville. He's had 4 top 10 finishes, including, of course, the win at Bristol. 12 times he has started 26th or worse this year and has won 1 of them. Today, again, he started in 38th position. Here comes another Hardee's Field summary with the point standings as of now. Mike Skinner making a big jump in the points, up 2. There we Bobby Labonte dropping one. Labonte 89 laps down, back in 40th position. Huge change in the points from 16 through 20.
Bill Jarrett right now has an awfully good race car. The Ford Qualifier number 88, the points leader, but unfortunately he's a lap down.
Yeah, he's really been battling Kenny Wallace hard to try to get by him, but he's got it beside him a couple of times, but Kenny trying to hold on to that position. Kenny knows as long as he's got DJ between he and Mike Skinner back there, that's a buffer for him, and it'll make it harder for them to catch up to him.
On board with Rusty Wallace. We told you that in the 1990s, Rusty is the king of the short tracks, but in 1999, the best average finish on the 5 short track races that we have had, Dale Earnhardt with a win and an average finish of 8.8. Second is Rusty, followed by Martin. Stewart has an average finish of 10.2. But he, of course, ran into trouble early and is back in 41st spot, some 107 laps down. So can Dale Earnhardt continue on for the next 45 laps and win his 3rd race of 1999? Well, we'll be back to answer that question and others when we return.
When somebody breaks into your car, all you want is to get things back to normal. Fortunately, there is someone who's all about getting you back where you belong. Who? Who else? Your farmer's insurance agent.
Well, I live out here on a little old farm, and we have a few cows. I got a pickup, 2 tractors, lawnmower, and a little old boat. Got Everstart batteries in every one of them, except my cow. One in that old pickup's been in there over 4 years. Starts right up every morning.
Everstart. All the cold cranking power you'll ever need.
Don't matter if it's 100 degrees or 0 outside. Starts every time.
Everstart. The name says it all.
My advice is to go to Walmart and get you an Everstart. Get on down the road.
Come on, Michael, come on. Time to drop the hammer now. Looking good, Michael, looking good. Man, what a light. That's good enough to be the pole. Michael, you're not going to believe this. Not today, Mikey.
Make way for Cyberdale. And his knock-knock, out of my way, rabid pack of pit bulls doing the jackhammer waltz. NASCAR 2000 EA Sports. It's in the game.
Trailers for sale, lower rent, room to let 50 cents. No phone, no pen. I ain't got no cigarette. 2 hours of pushing through buys an 8x12 4-bedroom. Man of mean by no means, king of the road.
Dale Earnhardt's lead over now Mike Skinner is more than 2 3/4 seconds as we click off lap number 462.
And you wonder what happened to Kenny Wallace, who was running in 2nd place. He's been passed. He's back to 5th place now. I think the tires that he has on there has just gotten to him now. His tires are the oldest of any of those on the lead lap.
Here's a good 3-car battle. Skinner, Bobby Labonte, and Jeff Gordon, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
Skinner stopped on lap 406 along with Earnhardt, Kyle Petty, and Jeffrey Bodine. And then the 18 car of Bobby Labonte and Jeff Gordon stopped on lap 419. So the 18 and 24 have the pressure tires, although the 31 only has about 10 more laps than they do. And we see Skinner diving down to the inside of Rick Mast.
Rick has had a tough day today in that 98 car. He's 9 laps down in 32nd position. Qualified good, but just never could get her hooked up.
the track, Robert Presley, Joe Nemechek, and Rich Bickle, and only one car officially listed as out of the race. That's John Andretti, who went from winner in the spring to finishing last in the fall. While all this is happening, Dale Earnhardt just continues to put distance between himself and everybody else. That advantage up now to more than 3 3/4 seconds